All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to start this evening on our Fit and Fun Game Coach and Consultant webinar. And guys, we're going to be covering three different topics, three different brands, three different ideas as we step into this concept. We're going to be talking about TribePOD. We're going to be talking about the Fit and Fun Game, and we're going to be talking about Gamplify and Gamplifying technology and really breaking that down to you. Now, let me frame this up first. People that are attending this particular conference call and webinar are probably coming from the background of being either a coach or a consultant. You either have a home-based business, or you consult out of your home, or you consult out of a small office. You might be a personal development coach, some other type of seminar speaker and leader, and you're really looking for a way to really improve what you do. And I'm going to share a little bit about my background and share a little bit about these three ideas, these three concepts that we've been working on, and how it might impact you as a consultant and a coach, and how kind of practicing and utilizing the tools, the systems, the strategies, and the methodology that we use might help you improve not only your bottom line of your coaching and consulting business, but actually give you a whole new tool set via which to operate. So tonight we're going to be talking about the FitBun game, TribePOD, and Gamplify. For those who may not know me, my name is Kyle Newton. I've been in the software and technology industry now for a decade. I've been in the personal development arena for a decade, but actively owning and operating my own personal development and seminar company since right around 2004, 2005. I'm the creator and founder of TribePOD, the Fit Fun Game, and Gamplify, which are three different thrusts for mine. I also run a organization that serves networks and coaching organizations called Tribus. I'm also a founding member of ITCC, International Tribune of Christian Coaches. So I have quite a bit of background in software, personal development, personal coaching, seminars, and leading those types of environments, and have spent my time over this past decade looking at how to do it better, how to continue to enhance not only my skills as a coach and as a consultant, but also to create systems and environments that support others to grow in their coaching and consultancy business. A lot of where and why this webinar has come to pass really began to crystallize right around October, November of last year. I went to the ICF, the International Coaching Federation, which is the largest coaching certification organization in the world. Most personal development coaches are certified as ICF coaches. And as I was there and going from breakouts and doing different things, I came across one breakout where they were talking a lot about marketing, and I began to really study coaching. I primarily coached in the network marketing and direct sales industry, or the not-for-profit and church and Christian arena. And so my marketing strategies have been different than, say, your traditional coach or your traditional consultant. I've worked with clients of my software. I've worked with different types of organizations and entities, and have had just a different kind of background in how to identify, attract clients and different people to my businesses. And so as I began to listen to how traditional coaches, traditional consultants who may not be tied to an arena like I am in direct sales and network marketing, or tied to the not-for-profit arena, how do they go out and solicit? How do they market? How do they grow their businesses? And as I began to research it, question coaches, really began to peer behind the veil of what goes on in the coaching industry, I began to find that coaches are phenomenal. Consultants are as well at really developing their craft, really developing their art, really becoming best at the world at whatever assessment, whatever technique, whatever strategy that they're going about operating their consultancy and their consultancy business and their coaching business. And typically what they do is they spend a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort on getting better and better and better. And that's really cool. And I really applaud the coaching and consultancy industry for really having a self-directed self-education, and then organizations like the ICF and different things like that that really support ongoing growth, ongoing personal development, ongoing business development. But what each coach was saying, and pretty much every single breakout that I went to was saying, is even though we're great coaches, even though we've brought up the standards of what it is to be a coach and a consultant, many of us really struggle with marketing. We struggle with the fact of really going out and being able to develop ourselves and become profitable at coaching and consulting. And that's what I'm going to speak to tonight. I'm going to speak to how you can use the TribePOD system, and we'll be breaking down what that is. Also, the Fit Fun game is an example of where Tripod and our Gamplify, and I'll be breaking down what Gamplify means as we go through this as well, and how you can use some of these systems and tools and environments to really grow your own coaching, consulting, or even home-based business, and really apply that to your life. And I want to talk to you first about what is a tribe. We're going to focus in on TribePOD, and tribe is a fascinating word for me. If you guys are into marketing at all, and especially online marketing, you may have heard or seen this fellow on the screen, Mr. Seth Godin. Seth is probably one of the premier internet marketers, and I was going to say network marketing, but more internet marketers out there. He's written books over the past decade. Back, if you remember, in the early 2000s, there was the spam era where everybody was getting spam, 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 and spam was all the rage, and you had the Canned Spam Act and all of that. He wrote a book called Permission Marketing, where he talked about let's not just blast stuff out to everybody. Let's gain permission to really engage with people. And we began to see all the opt-ins and ways of, opting into a list, a newsletter, a blog, whatever that may be. Then he wrote a book called Idea Virus, which was talking about unleashing an idea and how do you take an idea viral using the new technologies that are available. And he's written many other great books. I've got all of his stuff. I'm a raving fan of Seth Godin and how he looks at marketing and how he looks at communication. One of his most recent books was Tribes, which really kind of brings all of those concepts together. How do you gain permission? How do you unleash a idea into a group or community of people? And how do you use all of this social media and new arriving Web 2.0 technology to create a movement? To create a tribe. And he wrote this book, Tribes, and so I picked up on it, and now I have Tribus for the not-for-profit arena and TribePOD because I really have bought in to the concept of what is a tribe. And Seth defines it so well. He says a tribe is a group of people connected to a leader and connected to an idea. And the tribe really only needs two things. It needs a shared interest and a way to communicate. Now, how does this translate to you, the potential personal development coach or consultant or home-based business owner? The fact is that you are a tribe leader. You may be a tribe leader of one, yourself, or maybe two, your spouse, or maybe three or four, your kids, or maybe you've got a gaggle of clients, right? Got a handful, 5 or 6, 10 or 12 clients that you're doing and reaching out to, and you're working on taking those clients from being probably free clients to paid clients and then growing those. You're a tribe leader. You have an idea. You have a business strategy that you want to consult with other businesses on. You have a coaching strategy that you want to lead and teach to other people and impart to other people. You want people to get the message, to buy into whatever you're selling, whether you're selling yourself, your services, your coaching services, your consultancy services, it doesn't matter. You're a tribe leader. And so you need two things. You need shared interest and a way to communicate. And there are people out there. And how do you find people that share your interest? And then how do you have a way to communicate with them? Not just in one-time kind of communication, but an ongoing relationship. And that's what TribePod and Tribus is all about. And we're going to talk about how we can apply game dynamics and some other environments to really help you grow your business. You see, there's this great video out there. Grab it on YouTube if you want to see it sometime. It's the dancing shirtless guy. You ought to watch it. And it's basically boils down to how to create a movement in 3 minutes or less. And there's the guy on the left. He's dancing, dancing, dancing. And initially he was out there dancing all by himself. The guy in the green shirt wasn't there. And he was doing this funky dance at this outdoor concert, and just jumping on his hands and just acting all kind of crazy. And a couple guys came over to him. And this was done at a TED conference. And there's this guy that does this great voiceover to this. And so Google the shirtless dancing guy creating a movement in 3 minutes or less. And it basically breaks down to where like everybody you see on your screen on the right, plus hundreds more in under 3 minutes join this guy. And the dialogue on YouTube talks about how do you go from a lone nut, a sole leader, to creating a movement. And many coaches and consultants want to do just that. They want to go from this person who has this phenomenal idea, this unique business process, this wonderful thing that you can coach, mentor, train people on. How do I get clients? How do I get other people coming and joining with me in these new processes? And then how can I empower those clients, or maybe even train up other consultants and other coaches with me or within my organization to begin to create a movement? And that is what I have studied for 10 years. How do you create a movement? How do you energize these? How do you fan the flames? How do you throw on the gas? And so we're going to be talking about that tonight. And we're not going to be talking about it just in a motivational strategy. We're going to look at it from a systemic viewpoint. If you've never heard of Michael Gerber and his book, The E-Myth, then I want to strongly encourage you to get this book, especially if you are a coach and a consultant. Number one, you're going to learn a ton about yourself. You're going to learn a lot about your business, and you're actually going to learn a lot about other businesses that you work with. The E-Myth stands for the entrepreneurial myth. And what Michael Gerber says in this book, and this is one of the best-selling business books of all time, he says that an entrepreneur is not this lone person, this John Wayne, this Indiana Jones, this James Bond superhero. It's really a person who all of a sudden has an entrepreneurial seizure. It's a person that has a desire to take their skills, their background, their knowledge, their education, their unique passion, and build a business around it. Probably before then, they were a piece of a business. They were a consultant within a business or worked for a business. But now they want to go out and be the chief cook, bottle washer, and everything else. And basically, what he talks about is an entrepreneurial seizure. And what happens in that, and what he was really researching, is why traditional businesses have a 70 to 80% failure rate within the first 5 years, whereas franchises have success rates of 70 plus percent year one, year two, year 10, year 100. They just keep going and going and growing. Think of McDonald's, think of Arby's, think of Starbucks. They just keep growing and duplicating themselves and spreading because they have systems. They have a systemic way in which they build. Whereas the solo entrepreneur, the solo consultant, the solo coach, whatever that may be, typically does not have a set of systems and business processes built around them to begin to create that movement we're talking about. So we're going to talk a little bit about who you are as a coach and a consultant, but most importantly, I'm going to be talking about the systems that you have around you that empower you to do more of what you do better, more profitably, and more fun. And that's really cool. Now, Michael Gerber breaks all business processes down into three processes, three fundamental processes of any business, especially coaches and consultants, right? And all business processes can fit into either lead generation, lead conversion, or lead fulfillment. And lead generation is just what it sounds. It's going out and finding someone who's interested in you incorporated, your consultancy, your coaching business, your home-based business. I mean, you're incorporated if you're a solo entrepreneur. You've been bit by the e-myth and you've had an entrepreneurial seizure and you're out there doing it on your own. And now you've got to go find people who want to pay you to do what you do or buy whatever you're selling or join your team, whatever that may be. You've got to generate leads. Once you generate or find someone, if you identify and invite them, now you've got to convert them, meaning taking them from someone who's halfway interested to someone who's pulling out their wallet or their credit card or their checkbook and are actually going to write a check, or swipe the card or enter their payment online, whatever that may be, to buy whatever you're selling, whether it's you and your services or whatever it may be. And then you must fulfill. You must coach. You must mentor. You must train. You must go to the business and do your gap analysis and do your consultancy work. Or if you're a network marketer, you've got to actually build a team and do some things like that. And so all businesses have lead generation, lead conversion, lead fulfillment. Now let's go back to where I started with this conversation and the itch that kind of got in my mind around October, November of last year. And that itch was coaches and consultants. And myself as a coach and consultant, I know this to be true myself. We love to improve our lead fulfillment. We love to become better coaches. We love to become better consultants. We like the newest, greatest, shiniest methodology of doing what we do. And that's lead fulfillment, and that's great. The challenge is who are we fulfilling these leads for? Are we generating any leads? Are we converting any leads into paying customers for whatever we're selling, whatever we're doing? And so if we don't have lead generation and lead conversion mechanisms around us, or we personally cannot lead generate or lead convert, then guess what? No matter how great you get at lead fulfillment, 100% of $0 is still $0, right? You're not making money. You're not getting paying clients to actually fulfill on. And so what this webinar is about and what I'm sharing with you is the opportunity to learn and or systematically apply a system to assist you with lead generation and lead conversion. And the TribePOD system in this next slide really is comprised of three elements. There's you. There's the tribe, the people that you're either working with or working towards, and a systemic process. And that's why the tripod logo is what it is. It's a convergence of these three ideas, these three environments, these three elements coming together. How do you, as the coach and consultant, integrate and connect with your tribe in a systemic way? And at the very center of that, you'll see a little triangle and it turns gold. Guys, that's where the money is. That's where all the gold is. Right there in the center of those convergent points are where you meet paying clients in a systemic way. And that's when you really start become profitable and you begin to actually enjoy what you do at a much higher level. Now, the way that we break this down, I'm going to start talking about what the tripod system can do for you and how applying and using the tripod system for your coaching and consultancy business can really dynamically improve your business. And it starts with the 5 phases. There's 5 phases that I'm going to share with you tonight that we can walk you through in training you on how to identify, invite, initiate, ignite, and impart yourself into your potential clients, into your potential customers, other coaches and consultants that may want to work with you, either as employees or 1099 consultants, whatever that may be. There's 5 phases of the process of lead generation, lead conversion, lead fulfillment, and we're going to teach you what those 5 phases are to actually generate, convert, and fulfill leads. And we do and we teach those 5 phases in a very systemic process called dynamic practice. And I'm going to break that down for you of what type of environment can you be coached as a consultant and a coach to actually integrate these 5 phases into you. And as you integrate the 5 phases through dynamic practice, that leads to you. To your beingness, to you becoming. Jim Rohn, one of the greatest public speakers of all time, says it so well. Success is something you attract by the person you become or your beingness. And especially this is true with home-based business owners, consultants, and coaches who are selling themselves. And that you yourself, your communication style, the ability to attract people is directly related to how many people you're coaching and how many people you are consulting with or bringing into your business. And so it's very important to master these 3 areas of the tripod system. So let's break it down and let's first look at the 5 phases. There's 5 phases to lead generation, lead conversion, and lead fulfillment. And let's take a look at those. The first of the 5 phases is identify. Being clear about who your client is, being clear about the person that you're going for, and how to pick them out in a crowd, how to attract them online, how to connect with them via Facebook, Twitter, and all the different ways that you can identify clients. In our processes, we teach people clear strategies, clear viewpoints to identify an ideal person for whatever you're selling, whatever you're coaching for, whatever you're consulting for. Once you identify how to make an invitation, and not just any kind of invitation, an eloquent, exquisite, and irresistible invitation that makes that person want to absolutely rip out their credit card and rip out their checkbook and pay you for whatever you do. And we teach a systemic process of how to create and form a powerful invitation. Once the invitation is made, how do you deliver that invitation in a broader sense and initiate this person into your coaching business, into your consultancy business to where they can see the ABC, the 1, 2, 3, the very clear process and opportunity of joining your home-based business, of hiring you as a consultant, of hiring you as a coach. How do you initiate them into you becoming their fulfillment of their destiny? Once they've chosen in, once they've actually converted at a lead at the end of the initiation process, now we come to lead fulfillment. How do you ignite this person and impart this person? And this process really starts talking about how do you ignite this person to become a raving fan. Guys, the best sales force on the planet is a successful, happy client, is a successful, happy customer. How do you ignite that person to become a raving fan, literally driving traffic at other customers to you? And you do that through an impartation process, that you impart the vision of what you're doing to them so that they then can go out and share the message on your behalf. So we're not just talking about identifying clients, inviting them, initiating them, converting them. We're literally talking about through and as part of the fulfillment process, igniting them to become customer referrers and imparting into them a clear and duplicable way of actually bringing people to you, other clients, other people that would be interested in what you do. And the way that you master, the way that you begin to be able to do all five phases, especially since I'm talking to you, coaches and consultants, which are basically you incorporated, you and maybe two other three people, you and maybe a bookkeeper or an accountant. How do you do that? You do that through getting in and actually being coached yourself through a process we call dynamic practice. It's not just practice, it's not just drilling for skill in these five areas. We're literally moving into a place called dynamic practice. And there's three phases or three components to dynamic practice. Number one, what to practice. And what we're practicing is the five phases: the invite, the identify, the initiate, the ignite, the impart. We teach you systemic ways to do all of those five phases of the lead generation, lead conversion, lead fulfillment process. And then we teach you how to practice it. And we do that by getting you linked up with other coaches, other consultants, other people who are wanting to practice these very same things and actually take and master those five phases. And that leads to the focus of practice. And what is the focus of practice? It is your beingness, it's the emotional state, it's the energy, it's the clarity, it's the confidence, it's all of those things that when you deliver this powerful invitation, and you easily initiate them into whatever you're selling them, whatever you're offering them, and then you impart into them what's available after you've ignited them. That is the focus of practice, the emotional state. And that focus of practice leads to that third pillar, which is your beingness, who you're becoming in this process. And there's five areas of your beingness that we focus on. We focus on helping you get extreme clarity around your offer, around who you are, around what your coaching business is about, what your consultancy business is about, what your home-based business is about. Such clarity of all the moving parts. And that clarity then leads to certainty. Getting absolutely certain that you know exactly what you're offering, you know exactly how to deliver the message, and you can deliver it in such a way that you're confident in your presentation. You're crystal clear. You're bold, but not arrogant. You're fully, when someone hears you speak and witnesses you delivering your invitation and your initiation and your ignition and your impartation, they're like, wow, this person is confident. And your confidence literally produces a conviction on the inside of you that actually convicts them to believe you. And that leads to that fifth part, which is credibility, giving you such a high level of credibility as a coach, as a consultant, as a home-based business owner, that really you step in and begin to own your market niche. You begin to own your beingness. And guys, that is lead generation and conversion. Mastering this process allows you and empowers you to become best at the world at what you do. Whatever you're coaching, whatever you're consulting about, whatever home-based business you have, you do it. And the way that we do this, the way that we level you up through all of these phases is in and utilizing what we talked about earlier, which is the Gamplify process. And I love Gamplifying because it's making things fun, okay? And this is a fun process of adopting the TribePOD system. Now, Gamplify is the use of games, game thinking, and game mechanics in non-game context to create user engagement, loyalty, and have fun while solving problems. The problems that we're looking to solve is lead generation and lead conversion for you, the coach and consultant. And what we're going to do is we're going to use game and game mechanics to engage you, to bring you closer to the epicenter and have fun while solving this problem. And here's what is else about Gamplify. It's the concept that you can apply the basic elements that make games fun and engaging to things that are typically not considered a game or even potentially considered intrinsically fun. Some people, when they think about sales and lead generation and lead conversion, that's not something that most people think is intrinsically fun, meaning just by the very nature of it's fun. Playing Monopoly is fun for me. Playing Catan is fun for me. Playing, other things are fun for me. My wife, she likes Sudoku. That's fun for her. I hate Sudoku, even though I love math, right? And so we all have these different things that we think that are just intrinsically fun. Yet most people don't think sometimes personal development is fun, much less learning how to sell, how to generate and convert leads. We make it fun. We put a fun game dynamic around it that actually creates engagement, both for the people that we're training and makes it fun for ourselves as well. And so that's really cool how we step into that. And what we do, we tap some key fundamental matrix components to games and to gamplifying. We tie into urgent optimism. We use social fabric. We move people into what's called a state of flow, where they're actually engaging into a place where they level up in their skill and their challenge and their ability to step in and see what's available. Now my screen's lagging a little bit, but here it comes. We tie into these four areas of epic meaning, social fabric, urgent optimism, and state of flow. What do I mean by this? Guys, I think that your coaches, I think that your consultants, if I were to guess, are home based business owners because you have an epic meaning in life. You're doing this for, yes, to make money, yes, to serve others, but there is something that you're wanting to change and improve in the world, whether it's yourself, your business, or others and their businesses and their fitness or finances or business model, whatever it may be. And there is a much bigger game that you're playing and that you're shooting for as a coach and as a leader. And there's this social fabric that game dynamics bring, which is bringing others into this game as well, working with others in dynamic practice, beginning to learn and grow in groups and group dynamic. And when we play games and when we step into a different arena, it gives us a sense of urgent optimism. It literally begins to give us the hope, the dreams, and the beliefs that we can actually win the game. We can actually be great at lead generation, lead conversion, so that we can have so many different people to fulfill for. And all of this moves us into a state of flow. Now, if you've never read the book Flow, I strongly encourage you to read the book Flow. It's really a book that started around a research of happiness, but ended up studying what is the science behind optimal experience. A lot of times you hear the word flow in sports. People say, I got in the flow, or games, I was in a flow, right? Well, flow has really a science behind it. And when we start leveling people up, we bring them up in their level of challenge and skill. And we do this as consultants and coaches all day long for our clients. We come in as consultants, we come in as coaches, and we're being hired to raise someone's skill. The opportunity is that oftentimes the challenge outstrips the skill or the skill outstrips the challenge. If you look at the image on the right, what happens when challenge is high? For example, if the challenge is high for an average coach and consultant, to be very good at lead generation, lead conversion, meaning they're emotionally resistant to it. They don't like it. They don't like asking for money. They don't like raising their prices and pricing themselves and all of that thing. It creates anxiety, right? It gets nervous when you get down to the asking for the sale and asking for the money. And that's where most coaches and consultants and home-based business owners get. They have a very hard time asking for the sale. The challenge is high. Well, the way that we get them out of anxiety and more into flow and control is by increasing the skills. And if you look at that, the right image, if you increase skills, you move into boredom unless you raise the challenge. And then that top right dart goes back into challenge. But if your skills are low, like the bottom left dot in the flow channel, and the challenge raises, you move into anxiety. But the way to solve that is to increase skills. The challenge is most coaches and consultants don't know how to increase their skills in the area of lead generation and in the area of lead conversion because there's not really a really strong boot camp for that really changes who you are on the inside. Again, there's methodologies and how to make a brochure and business cards and how to put flyers out and all of those things, but people are buying into you, who you are as a person. So how do you increase your skills in that area that when you're in a lead generation, lead conversion process, how do you level up in your skills? And that's exactly what TribePOD teaches. That's actually the processes that we walk people through and how to level up in their skills and become best at the world at generating leads, converting leads, and doing all of that. And we do that all the way through the your beingness, the five phases, the dynamic practice. All of those are the aspects and the tools that we use to increase your skill to match the challenge of lead generation and lead conversion. And so we work on your beingness. We work on that through dynamic practice based on the five phases. And the five phases are about, how do you identify? How do you invite? How do you initiate? How do you ignite? How do you impart yourself into your customers, into your clients, and into others who would want to refer and bring clients to you? Well, you do that by stepping into the place called dynamic practice, where you're practicing with others. You know what to practice, which is the five phases, and you know how how to practice it, which is in a small group of people that are working with you and coaching and mentoring and training with you and growing in that environment, which is so fun. And that all leads to the focus of practice, which is your beingness. And your beingness is becoming the kind of person that has such a level of clarity, certainty, confidence, conviction, credibility that they literally begin and that you literally begin to attract people to you in a very, very, very powerful way, and you begin to level up. Now, recently I got coached in some areas, and fortunately I won the coaching. I won it when I went to the ICF conference, but it would have cost me $5,000. People ask me all the time, Kyle, can you personally coach me? I'm like, no way. And this is where I'm working on my own lenses. Like, number one, I don't want to charge for hours anymore. I have a lot of businesses that earn money residually, and I don't need to trade my time for dollars anymore, and I don't want to do that unless I really have a relationship with the person or some other external reason. I don't do personal coaching anymore. I only do one-on-one coaching, and a lot of it has to do with people can't afford it, right? I mean, just like I would have had to pay to have that coach me $5,000, most people don't have that kind of money laying around. Most coaches and consultants don't have that kind of money laying around. So how do you get coached into clarity, certainty, confidence, conviction, credibility, and lead generation and conversion? How can you afford that? And then how can you afford to bring others around you, other customer gatherers, your raving fans, your clients, other coaches? How can you train them up in a systemic way that really works for you? And that's where TribePOD comes into play. We've been developing systems to allow people to easily and efficiently train others on how to follow the TribePOD process. And now in 2011, we've added the Gamplify, the game dynamics to it. And one of our first iterations of marrying game dynamics and this whole TribePOD process that I've just showed you is the Fit and Fun game. This is a game built around fitness, around fun, and the whole nine yards. And we can send you some webinars on that you can learn about that. And our invitation to you is that you ought to consider playing the Fit Fun game with us, utilizing the TribePOD technology and learning the Gamplify process, because in playing the game, you're going to be in a place of dynamic practice where you're working with others, where you're leveling up in your skill of lead generation and lead conversion. And you can take those skills that you're learning in the Fit and Fun game and apply it to your other businesses. Yes, there's some financial incentives. You can make money playing the Fit and Fun game. You can also get more fit in your body, which also helps a lot if you feel good about your body. When you're consulting and coaching and you've got your body sculpted just the way you want, you become a more confident person. Your clarity, your certainty, your confidence rises up, right? And so the Fit and Fun game literally gives us those areas of dynamic practice in an affordable way. It allows you to practice the 5 phases of identify, invite, initiate, ignite, and impart people into your consultancy business. And it gives you a team via which you can focus on what to practice, how to practice, and the focus of practice, which really levels you up into your clarity, your certainty, your confidence, your conviction, and your credibility. To play the Fit and Fun game and to be part of this coaching is only $387. Guys, I'd have to charge you thousands of dollars, and to be able to charge you and to be able to be compensated adequately enough to train and mentor each one of you in the TribePOD processes using Gamplify technology to level up in your lead generation, lead conversion, lead fulfillment. But because I'm coaching teams in the Fit and Fun game on a daily basis, and because those teams are using TribePOD, which is Gamplified enabled, I can train you in these processes and put you in teams in this processes for $387 for you to step up and to be part of that. And so while you're going to get fit, have fun, potentially even make some income with the Fit and Fun game, what it's more about for you, the coach and consultant, is learning the TribePOD processes of lead generation, lead conversion. I believe you're on this webinar or watching this video because you have a desire to be best at the world at what you do as a consultant, as a coach, as a home-based business owner, and you desire to level up in your skill of lead fulfillment, but you're hungry. You need more clients. You need more revenue coming into your business. So that's lead generation and lead conversion. Let me ask you, where else are you going to be trained on how to lead generate and lead convert as you, a small business owner, as a coach and as a consultant? Where can you get trained? And the answer is very, very, very few places. And definitely, where can you be trained for $387? Well, the list gets down to, I think, just us at that point. So, what do you do from there? The thing about this training is it's hands on. That's why we do the game. You're playing the game, you're working with the team, you're experiencing the experience. I'm an experiential trainer. I no longer do standard seminars where I talk for hours, people take notes. Saturday, I've got a 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., usually goes to 10 p.m. really, seminar here in Dallas Fort Worth. And for every moment, the time their butts hit the seat, they're back up. They're in games, they're in exercises, they're in small group activities, and they are discovering and removing and smashing their lenses, their paradigms. I now train people not to acquire information through taking notes in seminars. I'm actually helping people release bad programs, bad paradigms, bad belief systems that are no longer serving them. And I have found in my life, and my students and graduates find in their lives, that they produce way more results by releasing things that are holding them back versus going out and trying to acquire new information, new skills. And that's exactly what we deliver in the Fit and Fun game by putting you in an environment where not only you can learn about TribePOD and learn about the Gamplify systems and learn about lead generation, lead conversion, you can become the kind of person that can lead generate, lead convert for your consultancy business, for your coaching business, for your home-based business. And you can do it affordably. You can do it with others. And as a final note, guess what? Right around we're projecting mid-April to end of May, you'll be able to take what you experience in the Fit and Fun game, which is the scorecards and all these things that create interaction and that help us build a group of independent consultants who go out and gather other customers. You can take the TribePOD system and private label it to your consultancy business, to your coaching business, to your home-based business, and use the same things that you're learning in the TribePOD system and the Fit and Fun game to put in front of and around your coaching business, your consultancy business, or your home-based business. And guys, that goes right back to the heart of what we were talking about with E-Myth and Michael Gerber. We're literally giving you the keys to this system. We're giving you the keys to a Ferrari at the price of a Yugo, right? And allowing you to build a system around you, around your consultancy, around your coaching business, around your home-based business that truly becomes more of a franchise prototype versus a one-off mom and pop, you incorporated kind of business, and literally gives you the tools, the strategy, the technology to take your coaching business and your consultancy business to the next level. And so, guys, the way to do that and to be prepared for the mid-April, May launch of this private label software of the TribePOD system, the way to be proficient at it, the way to, number one, level up in your personal skills and your beingness of lead generation and conversion is to join us on the Fit and Fun game, test drive the Gamplified software, test drive the TribePOD system, step into the experience of lead generation, lead conversion, and you will quickly and easily translate that into your other business. And I'm going to have special webinars throughout the Fit and Fun game for all those people who are there specifically to learn how to coach better, consult better, lead generate, lead convert for those businesses. You'll have very special webinars throughout your 4 week. It's a 4 week game, 4 week, 28-day overall transformation. And you're not only going to be transformed in your fitness, you're going to be transformed in your mind, in your ability, in your beingness to generate and convert leads. And I'm going to have very special calls for you guys so that I can easily and efficiently translate what you're learning in the game environment to your coaching and consultancy business. Guys, $387 is a ridiculous amount of money to charge for this, but my desire is that there are coaches. When I went in closing to the ICF, and I sat there in those breakout rooms with hundreds of coaches, and there were single moms. There was people that had been coaching for years, and there was these retired professors, and just everybody with their trade and their art of being a coach and a consultant. And each one of them that I talked to and networked, they just bemoaned when they said, how many people, Kyle, have you coached? And I said, well, there's people that I've coached, and then there's people that my systems and other coaches have coached, and we've literally coached hundreds of thousands of people, and their draws would drop, and they're like, how in the world have you coached hundreds of thousands of people? Well, I've coached them using systems so that there's no way I could train that many people trading time for dollars and not doing it in a systematic way. But I've literally trained hundreds of thousands of people in the TribePOD processes and the Fit Fun game dynamics and the Gamplify using our technology. And man, they would almost get teared up like, man, I'm struggling just to get 2 clients. And so and they said, how can I learn this? How can I do this? Where can I learn how you do this? And this is the iteration of that. Matter of fact, I'm about to blast out an email to all those people who said, when it's built, I will come. And so I'm going to be reaching out to those coaches who really some of the spark and some of the impetus to this, because I've been blessed enough to be in an industry that customers flock to me, that literally I build systems that generate and attract other customers to my software. And I just didn't realize, wasn't even thinking that there's coaches and consultants out there who struggle with lead generation and lead conversion. And we want to bring the best of what we've learned over this past decade, and allow you not only to use the system, but to experience the system. And to do that, I want to encourage you to get back with the person who referred you to this webinar. If it was me, get back with me. If you heard about this through Facebook or any of my emailing and whatnot, then get back with me. If someone else referred you to this who's already playing the Fit and Fun game as a coach and a consultant or home-based business owner, get back with them and they'll walk you right through and how to sign up for the next round of the Fit Fun game, how to get engaged in this process. Make sure you let the person know who referred you that you want to have the special coaching and consultancy experience in the Fit and Fun game so that you can be qualified to attend some additional free webinars that are part of the process, where I help you translate what you're learning in the Fit and Fun game to your coaching and consultancy business. And guys, in final closing, I'm so excited that you took the time to attend this webinar and or watch this video, and that you're considering to take your coaching and consultancy business to the next level. I want you to read this subtitle of the Tribe's book, and this is really my heart. We need you to lead us. Become the tribe leader, become the coach, the consultant, the home-based business owner you know that you're called to do, and learn how to attract more people to your business so that they are out there. That circle of people on Seth's book, they're looking for you. There you are, standing in the middle of the book, and they're waiting for you to give a dynamic and clear identification, invitation, initiation, ignition, and impartation to them to join your tribe, to experience what you teach, what you sell, what you consult on. And guys, take it to the next level. You really, the world needs you. They need your skills. They need your consultancy. They need your coaching. They need your passion. They need your vision. So we hope to see you on one of our upcoming Fit and Fun game matches, learning how to take the system and apply it to your business. I hope you all have a great evening, and I look forward to talking with you soon and seeing you on one of our games.